So what if that perfect picture of success, the beautiful house, the fancy car, wasn't actually a dream, but a cage? Today, we're going to talk about the ridiculously high cost of keeping up and why true financial freedom might mean just tearing up the script that society hands you.
I mean, think about it. Is it even possible to be wealthy, to be successful by every single metric everyone else uses, and still feel completely and utterly trapped? Well, that question right there gets to the very heart of our, let's be honest, kind of weird relationship with money today.
You can picture it, right? The gorgeous house, probably worth over $1 million, a couple of sleek German cars sitting in the driveway, and a job title that just commands respect. I mean, on the surface, this is it. This is the American dream totally realized. This is what winning is supposed to look like.
But what if, behind that perfect, shiny facade, you're not a winner at all? What if you're a prisoner? Not a prisoner of iron bars, but a prisoner of the very success you worked so hard to build. For a lot of people, this is the reality. They're living a life that's just defined by meticulous conformity. And here's the paradox that's so tough to swallow. Having a high net worth on paper doesn't actually equal freedom. Not at all. The second your life becomes all about servicing the things you own, you're not their master anymore. You become an employee of your own possessions, living out a life dictated by a script you didn't even write.
To really understand this trap, we actually have to dip into a little bit of philosophy. There's this super powerful concept from the existentialists that just perfectly captures the self-deception that's at the heart of this gilded cage.
It's called bad faith. The idea comes from the philosophers Jean-Paul Sartre. And really, it's when we lie to ourselves. It's when we pretend we have to play a certain role, the successful executive, the wealthy homeowner, and in doing so, we deny our own radical freedom to just choose a different path. We tell ourselves, oh, I must do this, when the truth is we could absolutely choose to do something else.
And this is where bad faith stops being philosophical and gets really practical, showing up right in our financial choices. It's what you could call the debt of identity. Buying a house not just for the space, but for the status it gives you. It's the consumption treadmill, that feeling that you have to endlessly upgrade your stuff just to fit in. And yeah, it's even the standard portfolio, buying popular stocks not because you've done the research, but because it just feels safer to follow the herd.
But listen, there is another way. There's a real alternative to the conformist trap. So let's meet the hero of this story, the misfit. This is the person who rejects the script and chooses a path of radical, authentic freedom.
See, for the misfit, the goal is completely different. It's not about racking up the highest possible net worth. No way. For them, true freedom is about minimizing your fixed costs, your overhead, so you can maximize your choices, your optionality. It's about being able to walk away anytime.
And this isn't just some vague philosophy. It's a real actionable plan. First, you have to define what enough actually means to you personally. Then, you intentionally, aggressively lower your financial overhead. You focus on building income streams that are not tied to a 9-to-5 job. And the ultimate prize for all this? You buy back your most precious, non-renewable resource, your time. Okay, so let's put these two mindsets right next to each other, the conformist versus the misfit. As you're about to see, their approaches to life, and especially to money, could not be more different. It really all starts with this one question, defining enough. The conformist? They're chasing some external, totally arbitrary number, 10 million, 20 million, whatever society says is winning this year. The misfit, on the other hand, turns inward. They ask a much more powerful question. What do I actually need to live a life that is authentically mine? Just asking that question is a revolutionary act.
Now check out how they invest. It's a night and day difference. The conformist buys what's popular, whatever everyone on TV is yelling about. It feels safe, it feels like the right thing to do. The misfit, they know that real value is often hiding where nobody else is looking, in those forgotten, beaten down sectors of the market. They're willing to look a little foolish in the short term to get those genuine long-term returns.
And what about security? This is a big one. For the conformist, security is a high salary. But here's the irony, that high salary often shackles them to the very job they might secretly want to escape. The misfit builds security in a totally different way, through assets that generate income completely independent of their time. This isn't just a safety net, you guys, it's an escape hatch.
Of course, neither path is free. Let's be real. Every choice has a cost, a trade-off. But the kind of cost you pay is radically different depending on which path you decide to walk down.
And this is where we see the true price of each path. The conformist pays what you could call an invisible tax, that constant nagging anxiety of keeping up appearances, paid for with decades of relentless work. The misfit, well, they pay a visible price. They might get weird looks from the neighbors for driving an old car or for living well below their means. But here's the twist. That social non-acceptance, it becomes their single greatest financial advantage.
So here's the endgame. When you boil it all down, this is what you get. For the conformist, their portfolio becomes a prison, demanding that they keep working just to fund an image. For the misfit, their portfolio is a launchpad, built entirely on their own terms, giving them the absolute freedom to walk away whenever they want.
So ultimately, the most important, most profitable financial decision you will ever make has nothing to do with picking the right stock. It's about choosing which life you actually want to live. Are you building a prison or are you building a launchpad? The choice, as always, is yours.